come on, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.
Dum diddly dum 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 dum. Dum diddly dum 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 dum. Dum diddly dum 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 dum.
Come on, let's
Wake up the wobblers, wake up the wobblers. Wake up the wobblers, wake up the wobblers.
come on, let's go.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum.
Dum diddly dum 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 dum. 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 Dum diddly.
Bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Bum ba-dum bum bum. Do. Wake up the wobblins, wake up the wobblins. Wake up the wobblins, wake up the wobblins. Wake up the wobblins, wake up the wobblins. Wake up the wobblins, wake up the wobblins.
Come on, let's go.
Happy monstering! Woo! And welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one-stop shop for everything to do with My Singing Monsters. We are your hosts, Monster Handler Matt.
And Monster Handler Sydney.
And here we are, episode 101 of My Singing Monsters Live. And it's an exciting one because, of course, it's the middle of October here in the human world, but that means exciting things are afoot in the monster world as well.
And ahead.
And yes, we can look ahead to things afoot. I don't know if you can see it.
Things footing.
Yes, things afoot in the monster world. Lots of exciting things to discuss. this week. But before we launch into any of that, we've got to talk about the giveaway. Every single episode of My Singing Monsters Live, we do a giveaway. Whether this is your first time or your 101st, ooh, that's satisfying to say, time tuning in, the system is pretty much the same. Monster Handler Sydney, would you like to elucidate for the folks who are tuning in how they might enter the giveaway for this episode?
I would love to elucidate that. So, to enter our giveaway, all you have to do is type in !giveaway in the chat. Right now. Do it right now. Go, 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 go.
Why delay?
And only enter it once, please. Entering it more than once will not increase your chances of winning. If you win, make sure you have your BBB ID handy. Monster Handler Matt, is there any chance that is it just My Singing Monsters today, or is there a chance they might need...
Well, maybe they'll need their support ID as well from Dawn of Fire. It will depend, won't it? It will depend.
It will depend. So make sure you have your My Singing Monsters BBB ID/friend code and your Dawn of Fire support ID written down and handy in case you win. If you win, put it in the chat or put it in the comments of this video. And
Thank you very much, Monster Handler Sydney, for that enlightening response. So, as we sort of hinted at, it's the beginning of Spooktacle as of this week in My Singing Monsters. But before we take a look at that, all that exciting stuff, let's take a look back at all of what was going on this day, sort of, throughout the history of the monster world. Now, almost on this day, in 2014, the Rare Thumpies made their debut. You may have noticed that the Rare Thumpies were also bouncing around this week as part of our first ever Rare Trio promotion. I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, bring back Rare Duets! And I said, well, why don't we up the ante, because we have been doing Rare Solo promotions, and let's bounce it up to Rare Trio. So, it's sort of nice the way these things all work out, that Rare Thumpies made their debut this week, all the way back in 2014. Almost on this day as well, Rare Punkleton made its debut in 2016, one day off, 24 hours difference there. But that'll come up again later, and not too much later in the future. And then also, almost in 2018, and on this day in 2019, we had animated Spooktacle-themed decorations.
But did you have any anime Spooktacle?
No anime Spooktacle decorations, although
year.
I think that'd be a very good prompt for an upcoming Monster Piece challenge. That'd be an interesting one, anime Spooktacle decorations, but animated Spooktacle decorations. And then last year we added a few more Spooktacle special edition decorations that were based on the lovely Play Monster toys, the Spooktacle series.
Once you can see us again a little bit after this, you'll see them right on the desk.
Yes, as part of our display. So that's all that what came before. But you know what? Let's focus on what's going on now. As I mentioned, the seasonal event of Spooktacle began just this past Wednesday, the 14th of October 2020. And of course, that heralds the return of the spooky, creepy Punkleton monster, the first ever seasonal monster that was released in My Singing Monsters. Did you know, Monster Handler Sydney, and I mentioned this before on My Singing Monsters Live, that these monsters used to be called special edition monsters rather than seasonal
I did not know
yes,
that.
that was their,
I guess I didn't use my listening ears.
That was their first name. But this monster, an old standby, very popular character in the community, is available to buy or breed for the duration of Spooktacle. So if you haven't already, you can begin trying to do so right now. Why delay? Of course, with the introduction of Spooktacle, we also have the return of said decorations, the animated decorations, yes. The special edition decorations, as I mentioned, of the Spooktacle Traveler sign and the Spooktacle Smunkin patch that were released just last year. And of course, the obstacle decorations locked in their seasonal appearance for Plant Island, those toilet paper strewn trees and those cobweb strewn rocks. An excellent time to pick those up in your market for a limited time during Spooktacle seasonal event. We had another exciting character drop in and make its first appearance this week. That is the Spy Trap monster. Yes, another light elemental available for the very first time on Light Island.
A percussive monster.
A percussive monster, and yes, an especially botanical beast. Yes, the bio reveals that this monster is in fact not the arachnid-like figure that is inside of its pod, but the actual, not the arachnid-like figure that is inside of its pod, but the actual plant itself. It might give Potbelly a run for its money in terms of being the most plant-like monster.
If Potbelly could run.
If Potbelly could do anything more than hop along. But of course, it's no surprise that these monsters get along and like each other on Light Island because they seem to have that sort of fly-trappian quality down pat. So, we were talking about Rare Punkleton before. Starting just a little over an hour ago, Rare Punkleton is available to buy or breed for a limited time. This is the first of its appearances throughout Spooktacle 2020.
You might say the cat's out of the bag.
You might say that the
The
monster's
Punkleton's out of the bag.
still in its bag, because this is a very bashful seasonal monster, and it's got sort of a goopy, rotting, gourdy face there, so careful. It's got to sort of mask its appearance with that
Bring paper towel.
with that bag, exactly. And additionally, you can get up to 60% off featured diamond packs through Monday. This sale has actually been going on since Wednesday, but both of these packs are excellently poised to give you just about the exact amount of diamonds that you'd need to purchase either Punkleton or Rare Punkleton directly. Yes, so that all works out just splendidly. Additionally, since it's Friday, we had new limited time quests make themselves available on the Coliseum. These quests, entitled Putting Out Feelers and Keys Please, will win you excellent costumes for Ma and Quibble, the Antique Antennae and the Valiant Visors.
Those are fantastic costumes.
I think they are too, and both of
Now-
these, I believe, will give you awesome new moves to equip on your Ma and your Quibble.
Now that Quibble costume looks a little familiar to me because I feel like when the Coliseum was first released, perhaps there was something a little funky going on with that particular Quibble costume.
Yes, that needed to be fixed. I think that there were more helmets, more visors kicking around than there needed to be, or they were duplicates, but rest
There it
assured
is.
that, yes, that has been fixed and repaired.
No,
and
it's valiant
and
glory.
it's all good to go. So yes, make sure you pick that up. There may be, when you finish the Keys Please quest, a little something special tacked on to the end, and I know that people will read into that accordingly, that maybe there's something, it's like when you're spelling out something for your dog and you say, maybe if you behave yourself you can get a TROPHY, maybe. Oh, all right, moving on to Dawn of Fire. As promised, the 3 prismatic variants that made their debut at the end of Anniversary Month in Dawn of Fire in 2020, Anniversary Month 2020 in Dawn of Fire, got all mixed up there, would make their return, and here they are. Here's the first of those 3 prismatic Cybops available for a limited time on Space Island.
And
These
that
ones,
means that
yes.
Prismatic Rapatillo and Prismatic Drumpler
Drumpler.
are still to come.
yes, and can be expected weeks down the line. These, I think, are perfectly suited for this spooky time of year because they give me a very alien quality.
Absolutely.
Of course, the propeller of the very characteristic propeller of Cybop has been replaced with just sort of an otherworldly, levitating, floaty orb sort of
And
thing.
we saw on social media that Cybops sort of got abducted by the prison gate.
That's exactly right, and got
Alien
its
style.
brand new look
Yes.
there. So if you're wanting to add these prismatic Cybops to your collection, well, do
Well,
we
Monster
have the
Handler
promotion for you?
Yeah, Monster Handler Matt, I don't have any Cybops to send to the prison gate.
Well, Monster Handler Sydney, I'm glad that you told me this because we've got 50% off young and adult Cybop this weekend. Now, if you're
Yes.
looking to try and accelerate your collection of those prismatic Cybops, well, of course you can buy one directly on the continent, but I think the real savings here are to be had on Space Island,
Absolutely.
where you can purchase the adult Cybop and knock it right into the prison gate right off the bat if you purchase it directly from the shop on Space Island. And to
out
help
of this
you
world deal.
exactly, and to help you do so, we have 40% more in all diamond packs in Dawn of Fire
Yes.
this weekend. That ought to help you along. That ought to help you round out your collection. So that's all of what's going on in My Singing Monsters and Dawn of Fire this particular week. Man, I tell you, there's
You
just
talk a mile a
there's
minute.
just so much going on at any given moment. It's
got
so
it.
it's so exciting.
We just wanna
Spy
share it all.
Trap, Punkleton, Prismatic Cybop. Woo! I've got so much to say, and that's good because our next little segment will give me more opportunity to speak. It is our quick questions segment, in which you, the community, ask me, Monster Handler Matt, questions, and you can send them to us on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, using the hashtag MyStreamingMonsters. You can see it there. It's at the bottom middle in red on the screen, and that's what you can use. Monster Handler Sydney, send a volley of questions over at me, over here,
All right.
over at the socially distanced other end of the desk.
I'll trying to think of volleyball terms. I'll set one.
Spike?
One. Yeah, over to you. And
We're monster handlers.
Our first question comes from Backup Trap Rares. They ask, if the plant's named Spytrap, what is the critter or little monster's name? Is it Spytrap as well or not? And I'll talk the next question onto this one.
Okay.
Ziggurat also asks, what does the creature inside the Spytrap look like?
Okay. So, very good questions. Backup Trap Rares and Ziggurat. So, the creature that's inside the Spytrap actually varies. It has sort of... It's sort of in. There you go. Sydney's going to do a demonstration. Spytrap as a monster is sort of indiscriminate in who is wandering by. I don't necessarily know if it would target other singing monsters because it wouldn't necessarily want to throw off their groove and sort of disrupt their own musical performance. For example, if a Spytrap closed on a Furcorn would say, "Ah, let me out," sort of thing.
If you could pass me that Furcorn, I will.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll continue speaking, and you. No, please do so. I don't think it would necessarily target other singing monsters, but the creature, the sort of arachnid creature that's inside Spytrap right now, is only one of a multitude of eligible critters that Spytrap can trap inside it. Now, once inside of its bulb, no matter what the critter's physiology, they do still sort of wrap on the inner shell of that bulb in order to produce the characteristic sort of taiko drum style sound that the Spytrap produces, not unlike the dromedary's taiko sound from Dawn of Fire. But in terms of what this creature is named, this is so new to monster science that we have not yet devised a name for this creature. This is a different relationship, for example, between another magical monster, the Clavinat and the Clavicreeper, where those two are in symbiosis with each other and they always are paired off. The Spytrap will sort of pick and choose from a multitude of different species. So,
with a multitude of different names, we imagine.
That's right. So if you have any ideas for a name for that particular critter, which is still sort of a mystery to us because in that particular specimen's case, we can only see it through the sort of, murky shroud of Spytrap's bulb itself. We'd love to hear them. So why don't you type them out in the chat or send it to us on social media, including #MyStreamingMonsters, and we can take a look at them perhaps next week.
And who is in the chat today, Monster Handler Matt?
Well, in the chat today is Monster Handler Eric, diligently, at least from this point on, perhaps collecting some of your name suggestions for the creature that's inside the Spytrap.
So
and we've got
say,
Hi,
Eric.
And we've also got Monster Handler Michael.
Hello!
Who's our mechanical director for today's 100.
Whoa!
What was that? Yes, I feel like Boscus stirring up at the Aurora Monstralis. Okay, so please send us your name suggestions for this particular creature.
All right. With that, we move on to our next question from Xander Rock 98. They say the Spytrap bio says that Spytrap captured the creature inside of it. When the creature bangs on the Spytrap, is it trying to get out?
It is not. I'm happy to report, Xander Rock 98, that it is not trying to get out. It is sort of working collaboratively with the Spytrap to produce music. And I'm told that there is a very sumptuous, deliciously sweet sap that Spytrap releases in order to make things very hospitable for the creature that's inside. So much like the monsters who are boxed and shrunk down using the technology of the Wabox, once they're inside, it's a very smooth ride. It's like an excellent retirement or just sort of a non-stop vacation forever.
Just chilling.
Yeah, as you can see, you can sort of see Furcorn poking through our smunket there, our smunkle lantern. Cards
He's partying.
Whoa! I can hear him from here. Oh, he's sounding just like the creature inside the Spytrap.
Coincidence.
All right. No, yes, it's not trying to get out. It's fine in there.
Yes. It's having a great time.
It's all good.
Next question comes from Pity of Pangos. Did Spytrap reveal itself on the first day of Spookyful because of its pumpkin-like qualities?
Pity of Pango, your question would suggest that there's maybe some sort of method to our madness here with the monster handlers, or that we've got some sort of plan. We do have a plan. Yes, that was the plan all along. That this particular light elemental worked perfectly as a creature to debut during Spookyful. So, you got it.
Good thinking. Next question comes from Artist United 1. Since we know that the common, rare, and epic pumpkin's bodies are made out of bones, could they be a part of the bone element family? And I think we've touched on this one before, perhaps.
Artists United, but you're right, but it bears repeating since, of course, it's Punkleton's time to shine right now. So the interesting thing, of course, is that the Punkleton, all three of them, like you said, seem very skeletal in some circles. But so do the Bon Appetit, and there's some sort of bone-like quality to the Voodoo as well. So while all of these monsters do sort of share bones, and for that matter, Epic Drumpler, I believe, has bones as its drumsticks. So just because something has bones in it doesn't mean that it is imbued with the elemental power, or it has that elemental affiliation of bone.
For example, Humbug may have wings, but that doesn't necessarily mean that a Humbug is related to the fairy element.
That's exactly right. And it being a seasonal monster, one of the ways that we know how to classify it is based on its migratory quality, the fact that it is not always available throughout the entire year. Whereas monsters such as the bone elementals are sort of fixed in place. They are the permanent sedentary residents of Bone Island. So that's one of the ways that we're able to know that it is not a bone monster and that it doesn't belong to the magical class because of that sort of defining characteristic.
Very good to know. Now, it looks like we've gotten some names from the community for the creature inside the spy trap. Would you like to take it away, Monster?
Shall we go back and forth?
Of course.
All right. So the first one is Thumpa. I like that one.
Perhaps a relative of Thumpy.
Yes.
Granvanat.
Oh, the Granvanat. That sort of makes sense. Perhaps it is related to the Clavinat distantly. Next one. Arrogane. Arrogane. That sort of has an arachnid sort of quality
I bet that's
to
where
it.
they're
Yes.
coming from. Sloogie.
Sloogie. Oh, I really like that. That one just sort of, you look at it and you go, it's Sloogie.
That's a Sloogie.
Arachnid,
Very clever,
like
clever
arms, rather
it's got
than
4 arms.
Oh, yes, that's a front runner in my books. Heatergon, Heatergon. Whoever submitted that one.
It sounds very strong.
Yes, please tell us what your naming rationale was there. What inspired you for Heatergon? There's Boblio,
Bobilo?
or Bobilo. Oh, Bobilo. I didn't say that one correctly. Bobilo.
And then next up we have Murky.
Murky, that
That's
works.
a cute one.
Bambug. It's like Humbug, but Bambug. Wow. I love these references to other monsters.
Yes. And then it looks like
Finally.
we've got a last minute entry here from, they're suggesting Eric Jr.
Eric Jr. Well, maybe that's sort of the given name, the nickname of that particular specimen.
You know, I don't think I like that one.
No? Strike it from the record?
No, I'm kidding.
No,
That's what I named mine.
I like it too. Okay, so I love all of those suggestions.
Yes. Shall we continue with just perhaps 2 more questions?
That sounds great.
All right. Next question comes from Explorer Monster, the Monster Explorers. In universe, are Punkletons grown or bred?
In universe, the monster world. What a dazzling place, so diverse,
Here it is.
so mysterious.
Beautiful.
Are they grown or bred? To answer that question as either or is to fail to take into account the wonder, the whimsy, the magic
Does this
of
remind you of anything?
yes,
Of a
popping
certain
out of the
Punkleton
Smunkin' Patch.
Popping out of the Smunkin' Patch?
So, of course, a Punkleton can be bred in the same way that other seasonal monsters can be bred. It can be the sort of experimental offshoot of different elements combining in exciting and exotic ways in the breeding structure. But then once that sort of spore, that egg, is created, its process is sort of a cross between how an animal matures and how a plant grows. Punkleton's such an interesting creature because, of course, it sort of straddles the line between plant and animal itself, because that's obviously, it looks like an animal skeleton, looks like a human skeleton, sort of. But, of course, topped with a fully alive, Smunkin-like relative thing on top. So I can't really answer that question as one or the other. It's sort of a combination of both.
Well, there you go. All right, our last question before we move on to our most special question of all.
Oh.
Shammy Show asks, could a Punkleton have a completely different looking face carving from others, or do they all have one sort of carved face?
Ah, Shammy Show, this reminds me of our contest that we ran last year, where people were speculating at what epic Punkleton's carved face might look like. I would say that typically there's not too much variation. You can sort of know a Punkleton by its very distinctive, sort of classical face shapes there with the circular eyes and the sort of jaggedy line that makes up its mouth. But I think that in the same way that humans can customize the way that they look with piercings or with makeup or stuff like that, I would say that there's a little bit of variation that can exist inside of the Punkleton population.
I would guess so as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now it's time for our most special question of all. Our most challenging question of all. It is
The Stump of the Week. The Stump of the Week. Now, the Stump of the Week is an especially difficult question for me, Monster Handler Matt, to answer because there's a correct answer that the community already knows, and then maybe I don't.
And I do too.
Yes, and Sydney knows it as well. Who submitted this week's Stump of the Week question?
This Stump of the Week question comes from Yellow Tie 24.
Okay.
And they ask, in last year's Spooktacle trailer, 2019, how many pumpkins were in the trailer, not counting epic, rare, and common Punkleton?
Oi, 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 Yellow Tie 24. Oh, you're breaking my smunkins here. What am I gonna do? I have no idea. I'll just pluck a number as I would pluck a smunkin. 13.
13.
Yes.
13. Stop.
I mean to say.
If you took a whole digit off,
Dang it.
the answer is 3.
Oh, rats.
So not your closest answer, Monster.
No,
Do you think Plant Island's just full of pumpkins? I have smunkins.
Yes, sometimes I'm close. That was not the case.
Sometimes
like
you're
you said. And sometimes you're not.
No,
Well,
let's cheer you
great
up.
question, Yellow Tie. Yes. I always like to be cheered up by this next segment that we like to call Monster Pieces. Excellent works of art submitted to us by our community that we can admire here.
So our first one comes from Candy Monster MSM, and this one you can see it's kind of a great mixture of Spy Trap's debut
Yes.
and also Spooktacle, because Spy Trap is there, but also you can see a little winking Punkleton coming
Oh, I
out of
can
the
see it.
pumpkin
Yes, there in the
patch.
bottom
Yes, and
right,
there's
left corner.
a little fur corn popping out from behind the Spy Trap, and you can see, and they're on
I see.
Light,
Yes, I
the
see.
beauty of Light Island,
I see Potbelly there as
Potbelly,
well,
nice
sort
buddy.
of jamming with its new Spy Trap buddy.
and the critter from Light Island as well.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Candy
Lovely
Monster
scene.
MSM.
Very
Yes.
topical.
Yes, beautiful. Next up from Evie's Okay. Evie's Okay. Oh, another beautiful picture
So
of a
sweet.
Sousa.
Very sweet.
A sweet picture. And there, and it's surrounded by the luminous nodules of the Phosphora Titan on Light Island. You know what? It must be sort of like having the midnight sun there if you live up in the northern hemisphere as you get close to the North Pole, where certain times of the year it's just bright for so much of the year. You know, on Light Island with Phosphora's phosphorescence everywhere. You know, you must need to draw the curtains quite
Yes,
tightly.
you need a little sleep mask to get the
Exactly,
views.
and you need a sleep mask. Well done, Evie's Okay.
Next up from Clack.
Clack.
Spooktacle Dipster.
Yes,
I believe this is fall.
This is, you're very correct. Not just a little correct, but very correct.
Some might call me a winner gagnon.
Oh, yes, that's what I would say. Yes, Clack here has done, so this is one of the new costumes this year for Spooktacle. We've got the Dipsters done up in excellent spooktacular garb for the very first time. They've previously gotten all dressed up
Yayed
for the Festival of Yay, but this is their first time getting into the spooktacular spirit. And Fa here, of course, this is not RIP, but DIP.
Very cute and very creepy.
Yes.
This shit.
Claire the Hybrid has a fire hybrid chosen as its subject matter here. Here's a beautiful picture of Tiawa.
Very cute.
Tiawa
And it looks very
still,
soft.
still capturing the imagination. More than a week after its appearance in version 2.5
And
Dawn of Fire.
And I bet it will continue to do so for a long, long time.
Yes, Tiawa is very neat because I believe it's now the first quad element monster that you can unlock in Dawn of Fire. Speaking of unlocking things, hopefully you had an opportunity this past week to participate in the gosh darn it limited quest because here we've got the Socks of Splendor costume that was the prize for that particular quest.
So very resourceful, Dan G, for making this.
Yes, Dan G has an excellent, you know what, they must be very crafty. If they were able to create this Socks of Splendor costume for their lovely Toe Jammer plush that's available on our Amazon store.
Yes. Amazon.com/MySingingMonsters.
It's that easy. Crumb Cry, Crumb Cree, Crumb Cry. I hope I'm saying that correctly, one or the other. Oh, has a very interesting image here of Spytrap, and yes,
the critter has emerged.
Yes, the creature has broken through the bulb. Perhaps it wrapped too enthusiastically on the inside of the bulb, and now it has made it is fleeing. It's fleeing the interview.
Yes. I'm getting out of here, it says.
It's gotta get out there. But you know what? I'm sure it will return. Maybe it just needed a breather, right?
Yeah, just a little.
Just a break.
A vacation from its vacation.
Exactly. All right. Next up,
Another
Lavender Kyle. Yes, another beautiful Spytrap monster piece here.
Great
Obviously,
texture on the stem.
I totally agree. Obviously, with this monster having made its first appearance on Wednesday of this week at the beginning of Spooktacola, several people have commented, it has given the community a couple of days to get themselves organized and to be inspired by the Spytrap, and they're doing an excellent job. Yes, love it. Love the details on this one, like you said. From Mark the Robot hyphen YouTube, here we've got a Wobox on Plant Island saying, "Candy please, candy please," or "Candy please." I don't know how a Wobox would say it. Candy please.
Candy, please.
Yeah.
No, that was terrible.
It's sort of maybe more of a rare Wobox territory of the sort of garbled enunciation of words that we can recognize.
Ooh, and
I can see a
moon.
beautifully spooky moon there in the background. Is there? Can we see? I think we can see a face there in the window. Perhaps.
Yes, it's just a little face there.
Yes, they're
just
they're making the decision as to whether or not to open the door for Wobox. Hopefully, Wobox can get some candy. I think Wobox deserves some candy.
Wow, great
wow,
job, Wallow.
An excellent monster piece here. Exceptional detail of Gob, the first light elemental after Flores, of course, to be unveiled about 10 days ago now. And you know what I really like? This sort of combines all the different modes of Gob. We've got the light emanating, from the aperture overture, but we've also got the drool. We've also got the drool there dripping out of its mouth. That, of course, can be seen when it is snoozing, when it is in a state of rest.
If you haven't seen the drool, mute your Gob.
Yes, and admire it. Yes. Okay, finally we have got our masterpiece. And here from Boris Beast, we've got me whenever a new island comes out. And there's Spidey there. Mining from the mini mine. Yes, obviously, there are many benefits to having many islands in the monster world, because of course the more islands you have, not true of all islands of course, but the more islands you have, the more mining operations that you can get set up, and the more that you can collect diamonds daily. It all works out. It's a wonderful thing.
Collect daily diamonds.
So that's almost all of what we've got planned for this episode 101 of My Singing Monsters Live. Not Dalmatians.
It just comes out.
Yeah, I know. You want to say it. But today we have a choice, a player choice. They can either win, if they want to accept their prize in My Singing Monsters, get a rare Punkleton.
Wow.
Or if they want to accept their prize in Dawn of Fire, they can get a red Prismatic Cybop, the most elusive of the 6 color variants.
2 very exciting and rare in their own way prizes.
100%. I agree.
Fantastic.
So we are going to select our winner of the giveaway. Yes, thank you for the drum roll. And the winner is Bruno Gonzalez. Congratulations, Bruno Gonzalez. So as Monster Handler Sydney said at the beginning of the episode, please send us your BBB ID /friend code if you want to accept your prize in the form of a rare Punkleton in My Singing Monsters, or if you also play Dawn of Fire and you'd like to accept your prize in there in the form of a red Prismatic Cybop, just send us your support ID from Dawn of Fire, and be sure to type it in both the chat and add it as a comment on the YouTube video once today's live stream is concluded.
And make sure you choose one or the other, please. So just either your support ID in Dawn of Fire or your BBBID /
Yes, if
code
you
to
send
MSM
us
Monsters.
both, we won't know what to give you.
And then we'll just
We'll
have
be
to pick one.
stumped.
Yeah.
We'll be stumped.
Mega stumped.
So,
All right.
that's our episode for today, episode 101 of My Singing Monsters Live. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us in celebrating the beginning of another awesome, spectacular event in My Singing Monsters. What I have chosen for today's composer piece is also very thematically relevant. This was submitted to us by Thomas, and Thomas has recreated the Halloween main theme that was composed by John Carpenter.
Ooh.
Carpenter. Building, like a wooden thing. Wooden is like a plant, like a pumpkin. Do you see where I'm... Anyway, yes, the Halloween Man theme, they've done an excellent job of capturing the spooky quality of this particular little piece.
Awesome job, Thomas.
Thanks so much for being an excellent co-host, Monster Handler Sydney. Thank you
Thank
to...
you, Monster Handler.
Thank you.
I feel like you were expecting something there.
I was. Thank you as well to Monster Handlers Michael and Eric for
welcome.
for helping. Whoa, my
Whoa.
goodness! For helping today's episode run super smoothly. Please enjoy the Halloween main theme submitted by Thomas, and until next time, happy monstering!
Come on, let's go. 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 Come on.
Happy monstering! Woo! And welcome to another episode of My Singing Monsters Live, your one.
Choo 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 choo. La